so don't anybody leave. Okay, Leslie is a Northern California native, resides in Carmichael, and near the American River. Beautiful spot. Her lifelong dream of creating art became a reality in 2006. She enrolled in fine art classes at the American River College, and the rest is history. Although trained in several different art mediums, she prefers painting using oil. And she's currently represented in Sacramento, California by Archival Gallery. And she has had 2 in-person shows and has participated in many group shows. And so she's been in art, I can't do the math, what are we looking at, 17 years, yeah. So with that, let's all welcome Leslie. Thank you.
So each individual slide will be as much a surprise to Leslie as it will be to you because we have not rehearsed this.
Yes.
So
no,
she's
we
gonna,
have not.
you're gonna see her look backwards at the screen to see what she's talking about, and then she's gonna talk. So
Yes.
here goes our first one.
Well, and first what I'd like to do is just thank everybody for allowing me to be here. And this is quite an honor, and it was quite thrilling. And this show was great. I love to look at art, and so I had a really fabulous time when I came up, and it took me a while to come to these decisions, and it wasn't easy. But I want to let you know also the number one criteria for me is, I mean, of course it's the wow factor, but it's also, it's the emotion, and it is the composition. Those are really the parts that speak to me the most. So you're going to hear me talk about that a lot as we go through this. And I welcome questions. If you have any questions while we're going, please, let me know. Okay. And yes, this was the first place in acrylic. And what really struck me, I'm also a colorist. I kind of have a thing about color, so I do sometimes lean towards the more colorful paintings. But this one was the emotion in here. I want to know what is her story? What is she thinking of? What is she looking at? The tilt of her head, and then how he's conveyed it with all the warm colors around her in the top area, and then the more cool colors. And this one just really was, to me, a very strong painting. And the eye travels around this painting really well. That's the other thing. I know focal points are important, but I'm not a true focal point person, because to me, if you just go to the focal point and you don't go anyplace else, you're missing the rest of what is going on. Okay, this was second place in acrylic. And there again, what attracts me to this is the movement of the branches. And that is probably the first thing that came in. And it's, along with the composition is also value. And the value can be sometimes considered the structure of the piece. And this, to me, has a lot of good structure with the branches. And then, of course, we get all this lovely color. And we go from smaller shapes down here into larger shapes up there. Now this one took me a while, and I really, sometimes to be honest, if it didn't have that orange line in there, this one probably wouldn't have received the third place. But it is a classic vista landscape, and I was just really, I love how the colors convey the sunset and how the eye does move around. And then this one, to me, has a lot of movement in it. It is, you can feel the water, feel the storm coming in, or leave. Well, it is coming in by virtue of how the grasses are moving. And I just felt there is a lot of drama in this. And then, of course, the little beach ball, which is the focal point in this one, you do go there, but then as you come around, you see everything else that's going on. And then, of course, I think, did everybody see the show in person? Okay, because really some of these, I'm looking at them now and they just don't do the justice of when you're there in person.
And
This one,
it's partly the interpretation through the projector, because they're much clearer on the computer screen,
Okay.
and then we end up diffused. But yeah, that one is much larger in real life. That's just a small
and a little
piece of
piece
it.
of it.
Yeah.
But it reminds me, there again, the colors, but this one has the movement too. And it's one that I wanted to literally reach out and I wanted to pet it. Because also the texture was so inviting. It was very smooth and it felt like a rock. But I thought this was, there again, your eye definitely moved around by the formation of the different colors.
And this is our awards photo of the winners in the category.
Oh,
Those of you that showed up to get your awards will see your photos.
good. Okay, and then this one, this was the first place in oil, and I'm an oil painter. I am not this kind of attention to detail as in my work, but the thing that struck me about this was twofold. The composition is fabulous. No two rocks there are the same size or the same shape. And you come in here, it's a little lighter colors, and your eye does move around. But it's also the complementary colors that she used. You've definitely got the blue and the orange. And I like complementary colors. I like color theory when I see that in paintings. And though it's subtle, it's clearly done in that vein. And I think this, was an outstanding painting and really applauded the workmanship. Yes?
That one is going to be in the Gold Country Artist Gallery starting in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just reviewed.
Yeah, I believe that.
And it will be leaving the Gold Country Artist Gallery on May 12th to go to the Harris Center for our summer member show.
Wow.
The artist doesn't know that yet, but I do.
Is it possible, and this is just, because I know you want to look at what you're talking about, but then we've got some people here who don't hear as well
Okay,
as others.
want me to hold
So can
this?
you hold that?
Yeah.
Can she hold that, Manel?
She can slide it up, now slide it out.
Is this better?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, then I'll just hold this. Thank you, Karen.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, and this is oil. This is obviously, well, oil, it says up there, but this is a lovely little plein air piece. And it's, there again, very classic. And it's got your foreground with the yellow flowers, and then of course you go into the background with your different mountain ranges and fading out into the atmospheric in the very back, so it's much paler. But I thought this one had a very nice composition, very nice feel to it, and I thought it was a great painting.
And it's sold.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did. It say it sold. Okay, great. Okay, this one I just thought was there again. It's a portrait in a way, if you look at it, because she's sitting on the horse and somewhat centered, not specifically centered, but somewhat centered. And there again, she's done it. This painting is a much more high key. It's where the light colors, and very well done. And it was just, there's a story there that I want to know about. I want to know more about what's going on with this one.
And the artist actually knows this person, and so it wasn't an unknown person that she was painting. The artist is at the first table here. And I asked her about this piece, and she relayed that this was a relative of hers who is a painted lady.
Well, and I think that gives you more connected to what you're painting, right? So there is a more emotional connection than if it's just a photo that you found somewhere. And I think that it translates into people's works when there is an emotional connection. I think you have more emotion that comes through.
And this piece will also be seen at our summer show at the Harris Center. It was juried into the show, and I did tell the artist on this one. Because she's a board member. Board members got a little bit of special notice that when they were accepted. The rest of you will know this week sometime.
Okay, and this one, it was funny because I did walk by this one several times, and then I think I finally stopped and really looked closely. This one is a painting that was fabulous from the distance, but also when you stand right up next to it, there is so much going on. This painting took a long time to create, and it shows. And there's a lot of thought that has gone into this side having more weight than this side, and then the open valley here with the mountains, and then of course the beautiful clouds and all of the trees in here and bushes. Yeah, this was a really nice one.
The way the light moved on this one in the government center was not particularly flattering to the painting. There was almost a shadow on it like you see here at any part and time of the day. So we will have the opportunity to also see this at our summer show at the Harris Gallery in better lighting. So this one was also accepted into that show.
Okay, and this is, there again, you feel like the water's running. You can feel the water running, you can hear the water running. And then the trees, just very nicely done, and very nice sky holes. This is a classic landscape painting, and very well done.
And this piece will also be at the Harris show this summer.
Okay, honorable mention. This one, this one blew me away when I first saw it, and there again, she loves her complementary colors. We've got the red and the green, and it's just very strong. It's a very strong painting, and I sometimes tend to call these types of painting portraits. It's a portrait of this particular type of flower. And the composition, there again, you've got everything that takes you up and then back around. Your eye will just travel around this painting, which is what I think this artist has a very good knack for.
And then we have our awards. The person who showed up in this category for awards, although Jan Welda did show up a little bit later, so those of you who do not know what she looks like, you'll have an opportunity at the People's Choice Award to see Jan, because she showed up toward the end of the awards.
Okay, pastel and drawing. And this was...
A scratch.
Yes, scratch board. And you're not going to be able to tell as much from this photo here, but it really felt like wet here, and fur. I mean, there again, I really thought I would be able to reach up and touch it, and that's what I would feel. And it's just got a tremendous amount of attention to detail. And to me, I feel a strong emotional connection to this animal. I mean, she's conveyed it in such a way that that's a very unique, individual, one-of-a-kind animal. And when I feel emotion, that's usually, what I'm looking for in an artist's rendition.
Makes you want to root for that tiger to get to dry land.
Exactly.
I apologize for this photo.
Well, this one too was, you felt like you could, pet the horse's mane. This one is pastel though, correct? Yes, so this one is pastel. And there again, the horse just came alive to me. And I think when you can do that, whether it's a rock or a flower or a landscape or an animal, if you can make them come alive, then, you're an artist, right? And then this one was a very sweet, I call it sweet, it was small, I had to look down and look. And there again, this one in person, I think gives you a better understanding of it. But when you really look, you can see a whole world in here. And then you realize it's on a window ledge, and you look out and you can see off into the distance. And without this framing of the window here, it would have felt like two different works to me. But that pulled it in and made it feel like one piece. And then this one, there again, a movement, the hair, the butterflies, the color. I see a lot of promise in this one, and I just was really touched by this. I want to know her story.
And then we have a couple of our winners that showed up for awards. I don't think either are here with us today. Shirley Izola and Cynthia Hayes.
And photography was quite fun to judge. It was tough though too, because there was it one of the biggest categories?
It was, I think, the second largest.
Yeah, of different submissions. And this looks like somebody has trained this bird to sit here and pose with a wind, machine going. And I just also so much love the background is just a blue, blurred out blue. So you're not competing with the actual subject, the subject being the bird and the measuring stick. And what is so greater, it's just the simplified colors as well. It's just the little pop of the yellow up there and the yellow down here in the feet. And it just kind of blew me away. And then this one, it doesn't even look like a photograph up here, but to me, capturing this one in that moment is just phenomenal. This one does have a background that is as important as the actual subject. But the way the subject is lit up, you're not seeing the whole animal you're just mostly just following here or here, then up to the head, and then you get lost in all of the foam and all those other great colors. Yeah, I thought this one was quite spectacular. And then this one, it was a combination of the actual image itself, which is quite spectacular. I don't know how close, I don't know that much about photography, so I don't know how close you have to be to take a picture like this to the animals. But it just conjures being there, being in this place that I'll probably never go to. And I just thought it was just they snapped it in just a really wonderful composition, wonderful. And then was this the direction it was?
No, it was not.
It was done incorrectly, but apparently it looks really good from any direction.
Oh, so this is how it was supposed to be?
This is how it was supposed
Yes.
to be. Which makes a little more sense
It
since
does
the drop is
with the
coming
drop, yeah. I remember going the other way.
You're correct, it did.
Yeah, so, okay. Well, I think it speaks for itself, and especially how you just go around and round in circles. And then the reflection in the drop is quite spectacular. And this, I love the wild birds that fly down by the river. Yesterday when I was walking my dogs and we're on a little ledge, water's about 4 feet down and there's trees covering us. And all of a sudden a bird swoops down. I go, wow. And then I realized it was a bald eagle coming down to hunt, yes. So I am always fascinated. And this one, there again, it's that face. You can see from back there, you may not be able to, but there is just a look, an intelligence, and a don't mess with me, and look at how grand I am.
The full photograph takes you through the whole wingspan too. It's just cropped off a little bit in the image that's here, so it really is quite spectacular in person.
This one was a very peaceful, so the emotion was more, and cool, with the fog, and it just spoke to me in a very quiet way. You know, some pieces of art will scream and yell, and you know, maybe great, and I may love it, and then others speak in a much softer. And the way the composition here with the darks on both sides, the water running through, the gold bridge, and I just thought it was lovely.
The winners from that category, Chris, Ken, and Fab, along with Carolyn, our show coordinator.
Okay, Grumpy was, to me, not Grumpy, but I just fell in love with Grumpy. But I heard Grumpy was not officially for sale.
Although we had someone almost come up with the money to buy Grumpy.
I'm not surprised.
It
And-
upset her, because when she told me she really didn't want to sell, I said, well, let's put this ridiculously huge price on it, and then it won't sell, and then I found out somebody almost bought it.
And-
She
and-
would have killed me.
And the artist is back here in the
Right
room
here. Put your hand
today.
up, Emily.
I thought it might, even for that price. So there again, the beauty, of course, are the colors and the feathers fluffed out, but also the twig, the way that first you've got this, you know, angle, but then you've got these other angles. So your eye is going in and out, and it's just so beautifully positioned on, you know, the paper, and it was just, yeah, a winner, no doubt.
I think this was Emily's first show.
This is Emily's first show. I had to pester her to enter.
Well, I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did.
And next we have a piece from a veteran who also is in the room, Jean Stiles. She's been in a show or two in her time.
Well, and this is classic. This is a classic watercolor. It is beautiful, and I always love a good white vase and bowl, and it's rendered beautifully with the shadows, and then of course the flower arrangement on top, and then I like how that little window just peeks in with the curtains on the side. Yes, I mean, I think it's a very, very nice classic watercolor.
And there we have Jean and Carolyn at the awards.
Okay, this is the beast, but to me it wasn't a beast. I just fell in love with this piece, and of course the problem with, as who was saying, where is she? With ceramics, that you know it's hard to see them, especially in a 2D form up here. So it would be nice if you get the pedestals that do have turnaround so people can see, but this has so much going on with it, and so many elements in here that have been put together so beautifully to convey this little black Scotty dog is what, in my mind, this piece reminded me of.
And the artist is also in the room today. And although she doesn't know it yet, she did have a piece accepted into Harris. But it's not this piece.
I know, I looked it up.
You could see it on your own login.
Uh-huh.
You're sneaky, Sherry Lynn. You're sneaky. Good for you.
Okay, and there again, this one was a fabulous piece, and every time, and this was a turntable, so when it turned, you'd always be able to catch one of the heads, one of the eyes on the head. So it didn't matter what angle it was at, the artist really thought about how will this piece be seen as I turn and look at it from every side. And you know, what's not to love about a three-headed dragon? Really? And these two were so, you know, it was hard. The sculptures were really hard because I wanted everybody to get one in the sculptures. And the detail that has gone into these shoes and shoelaces and the buttons and the jacket and the expressions, yeah, You guys, you just need to get more.
I think those two pieces show really well together
They
too,
do.
because of the expressions on both of their faces. So works together, and of course our artist is here on that today. That's Kathy Kyle, our vice president.
And they're all, there again, what are they looking at? Look at that look on their face. What could be over there?
And I love her titles. The giraffe is, did you hear that, or did you see that, right? And the is it a horse or a donkey? It's a horse, okay, I can't see very well. It says, does this tutu make me look fat? I just think you're so clever with your titles.
Yes, yes.
And this artist will also be in Harris, not with either of these two pieces, but she will be there as well. And there we have our sculptures who they all showed up.
Yay.
We're tight.
Yeah.
Okay, the miscellaneous category, that's always fun because it's a combination of pieces that you're not sure what you're gonna find. And this artist had several pieces in, and they all, I could tell, were the same artist. But what I loved about this one is I like a good graphic, a good geometric. And I liked how there was a lot of structure here. There again, you're being taken into the painting or the piece. And then when you look at this closely, you realize a lot of this, what is this? It looks like leather, different types of leather and fabrics. And I just thought it was a very fun, something different I hadn't seen, done this way before.
I had the opportunity to talk to this artist as well, and this is an evolution of his style. The other two pieces were earlier works, and this is his more recent work, and I think his work is just getting very meticulous, very well done. And I had the opportunity to introduce him to a gallery owner. We were sitting a shift together, and at the end of our shift, 13 minutes till 5, one of the local gallery owners came through, and his goal and dream is to be in a gallery, and so hopefully Possible Arts will be able to help facilitate that for him.
Yes, that would be great. And then this one, there again, can't really see it well, but this one to me and this one is lyrical to me. This one felt like a musical instrument of some kind. And it's just it's got so much movement in it. And then again, none of these pieces of wood are the same wood or have the same treatment or are the same size. So it was just put together in a very thoughtful way. And then the stone coming in through here is where it really shifts in terms of the feeling. And then that center coloring, it's a patina, almost a gray blue patina. That set it all off. Very nice.
This artist is also a new member with us. You guys may not know him, Richard Nielsen, and he also does illustrations.
And this, who doesn't love a sparkly little cat, right?
The artist is sitting right there.
And so when I went in the back, I said, "Oh, there's another one of her pieces." So you have a signature look.
I do.
That's important. And so I'm so happy that this one sold. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this one was way interesting to me and way fun. And I've thought about it since. And to me, a lot of artwork has a story. And this story I would like to know more about, because part of it feels, well, obviously it feels, futuristic. But there's also an element of loneliness in here. And I don't know, because I did learn that it is AI, right? Do you program in emotions when you're designing your
I
piece?
spent half an hour when I was sitting the show, same day previously mentioned, arguing with Jan Welda's husband, Peter, about whether AI could have emotion. And he said, absolutely it cannot. And I said, well, just because my piece doesn't evoke emotion from you, it doesn't mean it doesn't evoke emotion from others.
Right.
And so anyway, it was quite a conversation.
Well, because it does. I thought about it, and there is a loneliness here, right? And so I don't know if you program lonely or happy. I don't know how any of it works.
No, you just give it words, and what ends up having to happen is the artist has to be the curator, because it spits out a tremendous amount of junk.
Right.
That I would be embarrassed to show. And I'm going to actually be the presenter in July, and I'll take you all through my timeline and show you a lot of that junk that comes that gets spit out.
I think that on a membership drive, it's going for to a group of people that are the computer type of people, and let them know that you're doing this here, because it would be great to see this have its own category.
Right.
Right. Right. But so I felt it did deserve an honorable mention, and I see it was sold.
Yes, both of those things.
Good.
Yes, thank you for that as well.
Yeah.
And that artist has also had a piece accepted into Harris, but it's a different piece. And so this is the miscellaneous category, artists that showed up for the awards.
Okay, mixed media and collage. And this one here is much bigger than it really appears in person. This was a little tiny thing. But very intricate and very interesting, and I just can feel so much with how it's stacked together, and then the colors, and then the drawings or the marks and the overlap, and I just thought it was a great piece. And then this one, I don't think she's here. Yeah. This one is just stunning, and I love how she has centerpiece, or this does have a focal point to me. It's these center feathers, the peacock feathers, and then the rest is all supporting it. And it's just so interesting. And I wasn't sure at first that the amplification of all the white around the outside too. I mean, this is because there's so much going on inside. So yeah, I just thought this was a lovely piece.
Can you tell me in the mixed media, like that one, what is that made of? Is it like pen and ink? And
The artist is sitting right here. He could tell you.
It's India ink with a little bit of watercolor.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's restrained, but it's not. And it's detailed, but it's not. I don't know. It's very, what were you thinking when you came up with this?
I don't remember, because the initial idea for this I did in high school in 1974 or something like that. And I lost that drawing in the campfire 4 years, like 5 years ago, whenever that was. And I just decided it was time to redo it.
Well,
Matt does love his trees.
yes.
Trees. We love his trees.
I love trees too. I do.
And sometimes the title of a piece will really help you understand what the artist is trying to get at, even if he doesn't remember himself. And we're going to forgive him, though, because he's just undergone about 6 weeks of radiation on his head.
Yeah.
So it's great to see you out here today, Matt. And this is titled Four Season Oak. And so when you kind of live under the oaks, like a lot of us do, and you really realize what they go through in the seasons, and then you see this painting in real life, you can see that each of the quadrants represents what that oak would be like in a season. And so for me, once I was able to see the title with the piece, it really, I'm like, oh yeah, I really see it.
Yes.
I'll also say that the watercolor paint that I added in here has some of the ashes from my studio that burned down. It's included in it. A lot of my paintings have that.
That is something, that is part of your, I mean, if you do a series and talk about your series, definitely include that in the description.
He actually did a presentation for us at one of our meetings, explaining to us the technique he used for combining the ashes with the media to make it paintable. So it's been really fun to get to know Matt.
All right, now this this to me is just, it's a there again, a classic, abstract, yeah, it's a knockoff on a Jackson Pollock, but it's well done. And I like a black and white and yellow. I mean, there again, it's the color combination that has, pulled me in, because it's color, but it's restrained. Because, anytime you do black and white, you get good values, you can, but then the pop of color. And I was surprised to find that this was the same artist that did the first place. Yeah.
The one that did that first one, that was all of those.
Yeah.
The girl, yeah.
And then this one, I thought about this one today as I was getting ready to come up here, because it's got a lot going on. Now see, some are quiet. I wouldn't say this is quiet, but it is so fun, and you just can keep looking at this and finding new things that are going on. And it's very well done in terms, to me, it's framed in a way. So around the edges, it's a little bit more layers of items, and then the center is more open. And of course, this one, I guess you would say focal point, Kiss Me. So I just thought this was very fun and needed recognition.
And then we have our slide of our artists accepting their awards. That's Ron Hall on the far right, Sherry Lynn Morris above him, Gloria Vernon and Carrie Repking, along with Carolyn again. But she is the show chair. That's why she's in all the...
in every photo.
That's right.
Crown or something.
Yes.
Just,
She's got one.
Okay, and this one really did stop me in my tracks, because there again, a lot is going on, but it's going on in a very lyrical sort of way. And what I mean by that is that it flows, and then it flows with first the lampposts, all the structures this way, and then it goes across with the houses. And it is, to me, it could have gone so wrong. This is the kind of painting that I'm surprised how well, or mixed media, it was accomplished to have so much interest. And when you want to go in and you want to look in this window, and then, oh, that makes you want to go over here to look, oh, look at the sign, and then you go to this house. And then you come back, and I mean, the perspective is beautifully done.
Is it a painting?
It's actually a painting and collage. So it's acrylic.
There's acrylic, paper, ink, and Conti crayon in it.
Okay.
Wow.
And then the other thing that in person you see a lot more green. I mean, there's the yellow, but that little pop of red here is quite interesting. And again, I was thinking about this one on the way here, and I said, I wonder if she just put that red house in. Well,
No, there's really a red house up there.
Well, as fate would have it, I turned right onto Spring Street instead of left, so I had to go up and turn around, and then I'm at the light, and I'm looking straight ahead, and I go, there's the painting. There's the art. And I go, and there is a red house up there. So, yeah, it's just very well done. And you can tell that is where this was conceived from, but I like how you've edited it. I like the artistic aspect of it more than what is seen. Yeah, you edited it down very, very well. So, yeah, and I'm happy to see this sold.
And there we have Carolyn getting her award from Kathy Kyle.
Who also purchased it?
And that's why Kathy was smiling so hugely at that point. And then that's our People's Choice Award winner. The People's Choice Award went to We Belong Together, the painting of the rocks that was done in oil.
Yeah, everything was outstanding. I mean, I was just blown away, and I enjoyed the show so much. And I think I must have gone around, 3 or 4 times?
Oh, at least 3 times.
Yes. And, art is what makes the world go round, right? Does anybody have any questions? Well, again, I want to thank you for, being here today to hear what I had to say, and
That we all fill out this, what do we call it, a release form? They don't want to be held liable for broken necks or anything. If you have not filled it out yet, please, Roberta has the forms. If you could hold up your hand, she said that she would be happy to deliver them.
Just understand, you never have to do this again. You only have to fill it out once.
Yeah. They just need to have it on file, just in case. So that's important. Thank you for that. Also, I am not going to go into detail, but the Harris Center show that's coming up in May. Roberta, God love her, is in charge of the reception. And the reception is May 12th, and it's 5 to 7. We, the club, PAA, is going to pay for the food. So that's not a problem. But Roberta needs volunteers to help with the reception. And she does have a sign-up sheet. Her details are a little sketchy right now, because she's formulating them. And she will welcome you with open arms. Please volunteer to help with the reception. Okay? And I think that covers that. We can take a break, and why don't we take I think we can take a 15-minute break. That sounds good. Okay?
There's snacks in the back.
A bunch of snacks. Okay, thank you. Hope you guys had a good break. That's good. What the heck, I'll tell you my break. My grandson, who lives in Minot, North Dakota, is interviewing for a bank job tonight, dinner and drinks. And he calls me MAGA. They all call me MAGA. So he needed my expertise on how he should conduct himself. Yeah, so that was my break. Thank you for letting me share that. Okay. Okay. Many of you have seen this beautiful bouquet from Donna Nelson. Where's Donna? Donna's in the back.
The food table.
Look at that. Donna, did you make this bow?
Yes.
Jeez. That's artistry in motion by itself. But these beautiful flowers, and Donna, God love her, we're going to raffle them off, okay? So with that, Linnell.
Yes.
Yes, what? What did I do? You didn't do anything. Pick a number between 1 and 21.
14. Is that you or me?
Do you want to pick another number? No. Okay, number 14 is Jean Stiles.
She left.
And Jean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jean gets the bouquet.
Jean,
And now her assignment is to paint it.
you got, yeah. Oh my gosh. That would make,
You sign next to a number.
that is an amazing,
Sign in.
that would be an amazing picture.
Okay.
And only you can paint
Oh,
it.
you should be there.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Nice.
Donna. Thank you, Donna. Okay, couple of announcements. No, don't freak out. That's just, don't worry about it. It's not that bad. Okay, Harris Center. Just for a show of hands, who entered the Harris Center show? Okay, a goodly portion of us. It's, I don't know if you've been there, but it is a great gallery, and it gets great exposure because everybody that goes to the theater goes through the gallery. So just for the record, the entries have closed, and those of us that entered will be getting our emails, whether we've been accepted or not. So a couple of statistics, 54 entries for the show, 122 pieces of art. 12 3D pieces were chosen, 31 2D pieces were chosen, and there are, and I'm a little confused, but there are 11 2D pieces that have been picked for the online show. Linnell, are those over and above the 31 that were chosen?
Everyone will be in the online show with one piece of art. We can only accommodate the limited number of 2D pieces, but I wanted to let anybody know that is going to receive a notice of waitlist online, that if any of the 31 pieces of 2D art are not available to be displayed at Harris, then the waitlist pieces will be called upon, and it will be a lottery for anyone on the wait list if a piece or two doesn't make it to the show. So even if you're waitlisted, there's still a chance of getting in.
Okay, I think I'm confused, but didn't we say that every artist who entered would get at least one piece?
In the online show.
In the online show, right?
Right.
Okay.
And that's the 31 pieces that were accepted to the gallery plus 11 pieces that are in the online show that are waitlisted for the gallery. If anyone, like for instance, if you sell your piece before the show, it can still be an online because we have a picture of it, but if it can't be in the show, then one of the people who is waitlisted will be given the opportunity to fill your slot.
Thank you, now I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that
don't
makes
even
sense.
ask me, if your piece is not available, can I bring you something else? Because the answer is no, we will be giving waitlist people the opportunity.
Good explanation. Thank you, Linnell. We do want to say, as a club, we want to be able to have all of our artists enter shows without fear. And the shows that we enter today are online. And some of us get a little bit squeamish when you've got to take a picture of the piece and then you've got to load it and download it and fill out the information. What I want to tell you is that there are those of us who are a little bit more adept at knowing those routes. And if you want to enter a show, but you're leery of how to do it, reach out. There are so many members in PAA that are very willing to help. Okay? So don't let fear keep you from entering a show. I know our personal shows are online. So it's the way of the world, you guys. Okay?
And both Kathy and I traveled to members' homes and helped them, and people also sent me things through email, and I entered it that way, and then they sent checks to Jerry for the payment.
Okay, Roberta.
I still need signups for the reception.
Okay, that's come up in my list, and I was just going to throw it out. Help with Roberta for volunteering for the reception at the Harris show. She's still. Did you get anybody?
Well, maybe one.
Maybe.
A maybe.
She got a maybe one. It'll get filled. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it to it.
We
okay?
don't have another member meeting, but we do have a board meeting between now and then. So.
Again, the Harris reception is on May 12th, and the schedule for the Harris Center is amazing. So it goes from May 12th to August 20th. You know, when you think about it, I think that's 3.5 months, 2.5 months, May, June, July, August. Yeah,
More than
3.5
3.
months.
Yep.
So what a great place to display your art and let so many people see it. Okay, there is an art tour Zoom meeting, but we don't know when.
Tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Tomorrow.
Okay,
It's
tomorrow.
listed on the website. I think it's either 3 or 3:30.
Okay, that's for the art tour group. One thing, okay, the El Dorado County Fair has art an art department, I guess I want to call it a department, and Linnell, our very own Linnell is heading that up,
The fine arts section, the fine arts division.
the fine arts.
There's also a photography and a youth division. I am not heading those up yet.
And PAA is supporting 4 awards funded by outreach.
5,
Well, the ribbon.
late changes, 5, yeah.
Okay, five awards with $300 that we are giving to that
Oh,
cause.
no, $25 per award. There's the $300 budget for the entire fair, but that includes ribbons and shipping, and so
Oh.
the actual monetary awards will be $25.
Okay. 525, so that's 125. So we've got
Plus
some
gorgeous,
change
gorgeous
left.
ribbons.
Okay, the gorgeous ribbons. Okay, so here's the deal with Linnell. Hang on. Oh, well, see, I was organized, because that's number 3, and 1 and 2 are behind. Okay, so hang in there, guys, all right? Okay, so with Linnell overseeing the program at the county fair. By the way, the county fair dates, actual dates are June 15th to the 18th. So hang on to those dates, because I'm going to ask you about them later, okay? Go to PAA's website to find out how to enter the fair, okay? Again, it is online, but PAA's website is going to tell you how to do it. And I kind of think that the website is going to direct the artist to the El Dorado County website.
Yes, but it will also tell you how to navigate once you get there, because it's not readily apparent how to enter your art. You got to click the right tab to find it. And so there are instructions on PAA's website about how to navigate the county fair website.
What is PAA's website again?
Placervillearts.com.
Placervillearts.com opens you up to everything, the newsletter and members and pertinent other information. The PAA, the special PAA award is, I'll just read this, will go to the judge's selection for the entry that most represents the spirit of the Sierra. So there is a separate category, and it is sponsored by PAA totally. And is that a $25 award?
Yes, there will be 5 awards given, 1 in the youth category, 3 in the fine arts category, and 1 in the photography category. In the fine arts category, we will be giving awards to the semi-pro, the amateur, and the novice category. In photography, they lump semi-pro, amateur, and novice all into one category, so we're offering 1 award there. And then for youth, we're considering the 2 teenager categories as well as the disabled category for that ribbon, because they put disabled in with the youth at the fair. And so there'll be 1 ribbon there. As I said, the ribbons are really beautiful. They have PAA's logo on them. They're blue and white. They have blue foil on them. Fancy schmancy, love them. You do not have to be a PAA member to win the awards. We're just trying to show PAA's support into the general artistic community, and this is actually funded by our outreach fund, the fund that we have donations to throughout the course of the year. And this last year we accumulated around $1,200. So we were able to fund our normal school thing. We were able to fund Boys and Girls Club with a grant, and then we left some budget available for the county fair awards.
So by going into the county fair with our name emblazoned all over the place, we're going to get some heck of publicity. It's going to be good. Okay, so the other thing is, what are the dates of the fair?
15 through 18.
Yeah, okay. So we need volunteers for those days. And actually, if we're handling intake, it might be an earlier day. like maybe the 14th to the 18th, but we need volunteers.
Actually, the date for intake is, I believe, the 8th. You'll see that if you go into the fair booklet when the art has to be delivered. The judging is going to happen on the 12th, so everything has to be set up between the 8th and the 12th. And then we also will be sitting the fair on the fair dates of the 15th through the 18th, and then there'll be a takedown day the week following the fair.
Okay, so there's more dates in here than what I thought.
Lots of
Okay.
dates.
So Linnell is handling the volunteers. If you want to volunteer and help out with this, please see Linnell.
And
okay?
what do you get?
Oh yeah, what you get is free admission for you and your whole entire family.
No, no,
And your neighborhood.
no, slap the moderator, no. You get a pass to the fair for your volunteering.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if your whole family and neighborhood does volunteer, then we can hook you all up for passes, yes.
Yes, Jerry.
So, one of the reasons we are doing this is please enter your artwork in the fair.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Any fine art, and there are a ton of people that go through that building. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us.
It's a lot of fun.
Show our artwork. So please enter the fair.
Thank you. Enter your own damn art.
And it's a really inexpensive entry fee as well.
Oh, and PAA is gonna cover that?
No,
Okay.
out of your budget, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move fast here because we got challenges. Outreach. Outreach, we really had about $1,103, which was, close to $1,200. But those checks have already been delivered. I delivered a $300 check to the Boys and Girls Club here in Placerville. And then this morning, I just delivered a $500 check to the Gold Trail Union School District. And the rest of the money is going to the fair, and so we're good to go. So we need more money for next year. But I did get a thank you from Sean, who runs the Boys and Girls Club, and it's handwritten, and you don't get any better than that. But it's Dear Art Association. Thank you so much for supporting our club and our kids. Really helps us help many. And that is so true. From Sean McCartney. Oh, ooh, as in Paul, huh? I have to say, he is a hottie. I do have to say that. Okay, I did have something about, I'm not going to go over the paintouts, the art classes, the call to artists. That's all on the website. And what is that, Hagen?
Placerville Arts.
There you
Yeah,
go, PlacervilleArts.com, okay? The board meeting meets every first Friday of the month. Everybody is welcome.
In this very building, in the
this-
lounge.
Yeah, it's warm. It's warm here. So the website, check it out for the paintouts, the Art Time Tuesdays. Carolyn's in charge of that. Call for artists, KVIE art auction is a biggie. Upcoming art challenges and also art classes galore. Donna Nelson is selling aprons,
I am.
$25.
Yes.
Okay, we're still selling those. And one last thing,
The fanciest piece of clothing you can
Oh,
wear
yeah.
grocery shopping.
yeah, check that out. Yeah, but all we see is blue.
We
You
can't see
gotta
the logo, dear.
put the logo in there.
There you go, now you see it.
Custom logo.
And PAA has its own YouTube channel. How about that? So play with that. Okay, are there any questions?
Can I say something very quick?
Very quick.
Scratchboard workshop at the MAC on Saturday, the 22nd at 11:30, and I understand there's a few seats still left. It is $10 fee, so if you're interested, you can go to rcmacc.org.
And you're teaching it.
And I'm teaching it, but I wasn't going to say that.
Come on, that's the
And Carolyn doesn't know what she's
Yeah,
doing, so it'll be
I don't think Kathy Kyle has introduced herself the whole day, but we all know who she is.
She's got a name tag on.
I have. Does somebody want me?
No, we just want to know who you are for the video,
Oh.
for posterity. Who
Oh,
are you?
Okay. Okay, so it's time for the challenges. And I thought about this long and hard, but I thought, because my name is first and I was going to put it last, but I thought if you're okay with it, I'm going to go first so that I can run the rest of it.
Yeah,
you guys
go for
okay
it.
with that? Okay. So, is everybody ready?
Yes. Sure. Should
Okay.
we turn our
So-
chairs around?
No, I want it done up here so I can
Okay.
video it.
Oh, okay.
So what is the theme? Do you guys remember the theme?
Expressions of love.
There you go, expressions of love. Okay, so this is my piece that I got, that I made. And so, what better love is there between puppy dog and mankind? And so the name of this piece is Going Home. And it was my little bunkie. Her name was Amelia Earhart. She's a little black and tan doxy, and I called her Bunky. So that's my piece. Okay. Okay, that's done. Okay, so next up, is Linnell.
Okay.
And I think I'll go maybe here.
So I don't know this kid, right? I was sitting at the Solid Ground a couple of years ago, and I was there alone, and I watched him play with the blocks, and he was sitting there with his parents and his grandmother. And I took a photo. And we had just had a presentation by one of the Davids. I think it was Lobenberg probably, with what I've ended up with here. And so I asked the parents and grandparents if I had first permission to take the photo, because I would delete it from my phone if I didn't. And then I asked if it would be okay if I used the photo as a reference for painting. And they were very concerned about me putting it in an art show. So I haven't done that. And the reason it's called Expressions of Love is I felt so much love going on within that family. There were 3 generations of Glenn sitting at the table. So this was the youngest Glenn. And then there was the dad that was the Glenn, and the grandfather that was a Glenn. And so what I've decided to do with this painting, since it's not, I can't show it or whatever, is I reached out to Glenn's grandmother this week and asked her if I could send this to her. And she's incredibly excited and looking forward to getting it. And Glenn was probably about 10 when I took this photo, and now he's a teenager. So it will be so lovely to get to share this with her. And so that's my expressions of love. Love from the artist to the community, and the love that I observed when I was at the restaurant that day.
Jerry. Oh, you knew. What do you need me for?
Linnell, that was absolutely
amazing.
So, what better expression of a happy dog when his person comes home? So that's how I felt about it.
Oh, that's
I'm doing it again and changing the format a little bit, and it's going to be a 10 by 20, so not so much of the negative space, but anyway, yeah.
Very
And I'm
nice.
trying to get in his eyes just a little bit of the just the hint of who he's seeing that he's running toward.
Oh my gosh. Oh, beautiful. Okay, Tanga?
Okay, your pieces are right there behind you for you.
I guess I'll put it here. I used to come to the meetings and we
Tanga,
used to
come
bring
back a little bit
things.
so we can get it on the camera.
Okay.
That way that'll project out so people
Oh
can
my
see it a little
gosh.
better.
Okay. We used to bring things, but all the details I didn't remember, but I thought, well, I think I'm supposed to take something today. And I have just been doing art for myself, and this is out of my window. And I have a fig tree that grows in the environment. There's a lot of green behind that. And this one is another tree that grows out there. It's a pepper tree, and there's a lot of, right now actually, this time of year, there's so many wildflowers. So I just grabbed these off the wall and brought them today because I remembered we bring stuff here, but I couldn't remember from where. But that,
You can interpret that as
anyway, that's
Stained glass now.
that's what I did, and I wasn't sure why. And
Well, we love you, Tanga, for doing that. That's great.
that's okay.
Thank you.
And Carolyn, you are up now.
I brought two because Linnell always tells me I'm an overachiever. Okay, so this is kind of an old one. I did it for a show called Love Letters, which was during February probably. And it's got a little kiss on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's all paper collage and sticker and things like that.
Are those your lips?
No, actually I bought that. It's like a sticker, but it's clear. And I have another one similar to it. It has a stamp on it because love letters and a stamp. So there was that one. And I just, love letters. Expressions of love.
Love
And
the
then-
colors.
Thank you. And then this one is a scratch board. See, now I'm promoting my scratch board workshop. This is my grandson about 10 years ago. It's called Xavier Meets Michelangelo. He was about 3 years old. His mom took a photo of him sitting on the floor looking at this giant book of Michelangelo. And I love Michelangelo and I love Xavier. So those are my expressions of love.
Sherry. There is no.
We love them all. It doesn't matter which one you brought.
There's no wrong one with
Well,
you.
the other one had a tea party. This one actually was a piece that someone had donated me, this little brush, and so I made it into this little gnome man, and he's got the little mushroom and the snail, the kind of butterfly on the side. That's not the one I should have brought. I had a different one. And then I call these, there's a couple more sets, but these are like lovebirds. So it's the boy and the girl. And I have another set in the back.
So imaginative as always.
Okay, and Matt?
So a couple of, 2 months ago, my wife and I were visiting our son in Colorado, and we went out for a little hike. I had a walking stick with me, and my grandson picked up a stick off the ground so that he could be like his grandpa and we were walking together. I painted this 3 days before I started my radiation treatments, which are over now. Yay.
Yeah.
And Donna?
Better lower the camera a little bit here.
Thanks. Well, when I first joined this group, I was absolutely in awe of everyone's talents. And I thought, oh my goodness, what can I do? So I struck out on my own. I have always loved beads. I have more beads than I will ever know what to do with because I used to work on beads on gourds. So it was like, okay, what can I do? And so now I do illustrations. I paint with beads. And I particularly like this one because I didn't know how I was going to do the edges, finish off the edges. And so I decided I'd wrap the beads around each edge. Love.
Very nice.
Donna, do you put each one separately, or do you pour them in?
One at a time.
One at a time.
It's so healthy for my mind.
The process in and of itself is an expression of love.
One at a time with the least expensive glue I can find, and I dilute that with water.
Oh, very nice. Have I missed anybody? No, did we get everybody?
I thought that was wonderful.
It was good. It's fun to share. It's, otherwise maybe the art just sits in a corner or something. Yes,
Do you know
Carol.
when the next share like this is coming up? Is it the one where you're gonna give us a picture at one meeting and then?
No, that's July. July is the one picture for the August interpretation. June.
Okay.
June is the next time, and it's something.
What's the date? Oh, she's supposed to know if she doesn't. Look on the website.
It's on the website.
No, I don't know if it's on the website yet.
The website. The website is placervillearts.com.
I don't think they know yet.
It is, because I looked. I looked. I said it last month.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Oh, it was something like holiday expectation.
That's October.
Oh, that's October. Darn it, I thought I had it.
Delights of summer.
What?
Delights of summer. Delights of summer.
Delights of summer.
Very good. We're gonna know
Thank you.
I don't know.
Delights of
Oh,
summer.
Delights of summer, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see tomato pictures in my future.
Well, guys,
I have some of those.
are there any questions about fears or what's coming up or what happened in the past? Any questions, concerns? Okay, then I think we're good.
Go eat some more cookies.
And yes, more cookies, and I think we're adjourned.
Yeah, because we have the room till 5.
Okay? All right.